Hey guys. You're listening to We Don't Watch Movies with me, Monze.
And me, Corinne.
Yay! And when we're
Hey.
not talking about marathons and COVID and whatever for like a million years, we talk about movies we haven't seen. So
Oh, is that what we do?
that's what we do sometimes.
Sometimes, okay.
And this week's movie is, at the time of this recording, newly released Mortal Kombat 2021. Probably when we air this, it will not be brand spanking new, but
Mortal Kombat.
is that actually the theme?
Yeah, that's the original theme.
I don't know anything about Mortal Kombat.
Sub-Zero.
So,
Luke
okay.
Kang. Okay, I'm gonna get totally carried away.
Okay, so I watched this movie last weekend with my friends. Corinne, you have not seen this movie.
And I will never see this movie.
Poor Kay.
Bitch, you know! It is
I know.
too violent.
Too violent.
Too violent.
Yes, Corinne doesn't like violence at all in movies.
Yes.
I think real life, quote unquote, right?
It's just
like,
real life.
Live action
yeah.
violence that you don't like?
Yeah, if it was animated, I'd watch it in a heartbeat, but no. No, because it's live action.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so I watched it. I was not expecting how violent it was. Like, I knew because I read a tweet that was like, oh, this is finally a video game movie that actually, like, has the same amount of, like, violence or whatever that the game actually has. And, like, my cousins have played Mortal Kombat, and I've seen it, and I was like, okay, so I thought I was ready, but when I watched it, I was like, oh, I'm not. I'm actually a baby, and I don't want to see this happening. I know, it got chilly. The wind is blowing. George likes to sit by the window.
Mm.
Yeah, so Corinne,
Yeah.
besides violence, is that the only reason?
That's literally the only reason why I'm not watching that movie. It is literally the only reason why I would not watch Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you think the movie is about?
Okay. So...
Like, do you have any idea? Like, any
I think I have
background
an idea.
on the movie?
I actually...
Okay.
So, also, hold on. My friends also watched... our mutual friend also watched Mortal Kombat and was, like, gunning to tell me about it, and I had to be like, wait, no, you can't tell me. We're gonna do podcast on this. So it was a good thing you told me as soon as you did, because he really wanted to talk about it. So he, like, kind of mentioned some things that weren't really spoilery, but I also had, like, questions about it. So, I'm familiar with the video game. I don't think I've played it, but there was a period of time where I was, like, really obsessed with the theme music because I, like, heard it and I thought it was so fun, and also I'd heard it before. And so that was, like, my Mortal Kombat deep dive, which was, like, 10, 15 years ago, which was when I was downloading the video game music. And I've listened to the video game music, like, a lot.
Clearly.
Yeah. So, but I haven't looked at the synopsis. I haven't done any research into this movie other than, like, what I've seen people tweet about it. And, like, a couple things that my friend told me. So, I think, here's what I hope happens. Here's what I want out of this movie. Here's what I hope. So I know the general gist, because someone mentioned on Twitter, was like, I think they have like a fighting showdown to see, oh no, wait, my friend told me, to see like who gets to invade the other group. Is that what it is? Like there's like two groups of people, like the Earth people and then like the evil people or whatever, the non-Earth people, the aliens or whatever they are. Like the Negaverse, but for Mortal Kombat. And, like, they fight every year. And, like, the non-Earth people always win. So the Earth people are the underdogs. So it's like Rocky, but just, like, Earth versus non-Earth people. And Rocky's the Earth people. So I think, like, the plot is just this fighting. competition. I think it's mostly just that. Maybe there's like some like more plot stuff where it's like, oh, we thought it was gonna be fair, but this guy was gonna like somehow cheat the system or something by using forbidden powers or whatever. And then so now there's like they have to, whoever actually wins the show isn't actually going to win. Like there's gonna be some like bigger conflicts come out, so then they have to fight that, like some bullshit like that. But no one watches this for the plot. They watch it for the fighting and to see their video game characters. So what I'm hoping happens is we see a lot of Sub-Zero and Scorpion and Johnny Cage and Liu Kang and Sonya and like all those people, and someone, I don't remember the finishing moves, but I'm hoping that someone does the thing where they whip the spine out, and then the other one where they punch right through. They're like, get over, like someone says like, get over here, which is like from the video game line, so we get like that cameo and like hooks him and brings him over and punches him. We see some cool triple kicks, some good fight scenes. I don't know anything about the bad guy. I just know the spine whip when I think I watched a bunch of those like finishing moves or whatever, but for the video game several years ago. I don't know. I'm hoping that the main theme shows up, but I was told it does not. So I'm already upset. I think it just made like a cameo in the credits as like an electronica remix or something, which is stupid.
Yeah, I think it was dubstep. I remember Gio was like, is this dubstep? I was like, oh, is that what dubstep sounds like? He was like, yeah, but he also loves the theme. He loves the movie. Like, no, like he loves the video game.
Yeah.
And literally every time somebody showed up, he was like, oh, that's that character. That's that character. That's that character. I was like, how? Who do you... I was like, every second it was like, that's this, that's this. Anyway, it was like, oh, so people are just kind of obsessed with this game, I guess. Like, it never occurred to me. It never occurred to me.
It's a whole franchise.
I know it's a whole franchise. It's just, it never occurred to me if people cared this much.
Yeah. And then I hope someone shouts Mortal Kombat like in the theme music, but I read a tweet that said no one does that. So
yeah, I don't think anyone does.
Which I'm really upset about. That's like the best part of the theme song. The guy be like, Mortal Kombat.
You're gonna have to sing the whole theme at the end of the episode.
I haven't heard it in a while, so it took me a while to remember it. But yeah, it's just. Oh, I also heard that the casting was finally, like, predominantly Asian, so, like, yay. But, yeah, that's what I'm expecting from this movie, but I don't know any of the specifics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I make a request that we not watch the R-rated version of the trailer?
I didn't know there was an R-rated version of the trailer. I was just looking for a trailer.
That was the only trailer that I know exists, which is also why I avoided the movie for so long, because everyone was like, look, R-rated Mortal Kombat, R-rated The Suicide Squad trailer, and I'm like, I don't want to see either of these things.
How do I know if it's the R-rated one or not?
When it starts, if it has like the green or red screen, if it's the red
screen,
it's
red.
It'll be R.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just look for. Let me try to find a PG-13 Mortal Kombat trailer.
And approved for all audiences, not just appropriate audiences trailer.
Let's see. This one's red. Okay, hold on. I want. Will I find it?
This might be difficult.
No, this is red. Okay.
Have you seen any trailers? Do you know if there's any appropriate ones?
I never saw any trailers. I didn't even know the movie was coming out until people were like, hey, Mortal Kombat.
I see.
PG-13? Let's see if I can find official restricted trailer.
No, that's rated R.
No, that's still... Yeah, it's still...
Mortal...
Okay, I don't know if I can find one.
Okay, I'll suck it up and watch the trailer.
Okay.
I might be
watching.
I don't know. You send me one.
Okay.
The shortest one they have.
Oh my god. 231.
Oh, it looks like Sub-Zero in the trailer.
Yeah, Sub-Zero's in there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll watch some Warner Bros. Yeah, so I haven't seen the trailer.
Okay.
At all.
I'm nervous. Oh my god, I'm so nervous.
Tell me when to press play.
I'm gonna make it a teeny tiny player.
I put it in the biggest screen.
Alright, I'm gonna
Can
put
I press
it
play?
in the corner here. Yeah, okay, press play now.
Okay. Rated R.
Oh no, it's
I
loud.
first learned about this 7 years ago. On a mission in Brazil to
Oh,
capture
no.
a wanted fugitive.
Oh.
When we
Ew.
got there, could torture the
Ice.
unit in seconds.
Haven't seen. Oh, is he
The
freezing
target
him?
had superhuman abilities.
Arms exploded off.
It had the same marking you do, Cole.
It's a birthmark.
What do you mean?
He was born
It's a
with it.
birthmark of a dragon.
Means you've been chosen.
Throughout history, different cultures all over the world reference a great tournament
Oh, see the tournament.
of champions.
I did kind of miss some of this movie.
Dragon marking. I think it's an invitation.
So actually, one of the scenes was like, oh, that's what I missed.
Ew, 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 ew.
Oh, yeah.
Ew, ew.
Yeah, I was screaming this whole time. That whole scene.
I'm Sonia. That's Kano.
I'm Liu Kang.
Liu Kang!
I
Ludi
love
Lin!
him.
Kung Lao.
Oh, I love him.
The fate of Earth is in our hands.
Experience a new
How many
age
of my people you put in the ground,
Ew.
we will not fail.
of combat.
Kill them.
Finishing moves up in here.
Yeah.
I am Sub-Zero.
Whoa. Ah! Ah!
He just made a blood dagger, a blood ice dagger. Wasn't that cool?
Uh-huh. That's cool.
Get over here.
Right! Then get over here!
See, he did it. I'm too glad you watched the trailer.
Kano wins. You fucking beauty.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted. Besides all the other things that I wanted. But at the very least, he has to say, get over here. I'm glad he did.
Okay. Yeah.
Get over here.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, I'm so ready. I want to know what happens.
Okay. The plot is kind of dumb and unnecessary.
I mean, it's
To be honest, you're just watching it for these characters.
the fight
Um,
scenes.
So, the movie starts off in 17th century Japan, and a whole bunch of Lin Kuei assassins, led by Bihan, attack and they kill a bunch of members of his rival, which is Shirei Ryu, a ninja clan. But, like, the movie opens and it's, like, the wife is there, like, in the rice field or whatever, and then the husband comes and he's like, oh, my beautiful wife. And he's like, oh, my beautiful son. And she's like, I need water. And he's like, okay, I'll be back. I'll get water.
She's in the
So
rice
he, like-
fields. She's surrounded by water.
I don't know where they are. I just
Okay.
made up rice fields. After I said, I was like, wait a minute. I don't. Yeah, she's in a field. It's. I shouldn't have just assumed it was a rice field because yeah, rice fields are like water. Like it's anyway. They just didn't tell me what it was.
Okay. Maybe she wants drinking water. I don't think.
Maybe.
you can drink
Yeah,
rice
because
water.
he was getting it from the well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So he's like getting this water, and like there's a baby crying inside, and they're like, oh, and the kid's like, I want to go check on my sister, and she's like, okay. So like they go in to like check on the baby, and the baby is so cute. She's so cute. I was like, oh, it's not that too much. Anyway, the baby's like super cute. And, like, the wife and the son are inside the house, like, being with the baby. And then Sub-Zero shows up with all his minions, and they start killing all, like, the rival people. And they, like, come into the house, and, she hears, like, them killing people. And she's like, oh, no. So she hides the daughter under, like, the floorboards. And they put, like, a table over it. And when the Sub-Zero comes in, he's all like, where is your husband? And she's like, I'll never tell you, whatever. And he, like, freezes both of them.
Oh, yeah.
Scorpion, right? That's his name?
He's the
Scorpio?
yellow version of Sub-Zero because they're actually two different colors of the same character model in the video game.
You would know that!
I read a comic that my friend made that said that. I was like, oh, that makes sense because they look similar. But it's probably Scorpion.
Yeah, Scorpion.
Yeah.
Which is the husband, anyway. He hears them. George is getting scolded. So he comes. He hears like something going on, and he runs, and he sees like all those people like out there, and he's like, oh no, and he sees like his wife all frozen with his son, and he's like, oh no, and then all these like
frozen too.
Yeah,
oh,
they
no.
both got frozen together. The mom is like holding the son, and they're like super frozen. And he like goes and he kills all of them, which is when you see him with like the fighting those blue ninja guys.
Oh yeah,
with, like,
gross.
With that weird dagger thing, and he's like, cutting them up, cutting off body parts, putting like a blade in someone's skull, and it just like dropped, and I was screaming at the top of my lungs. And then Sub-Zero shows up, and Sub-Zero, he speaks in Chinese. And obviously Scorpion is
What's he
Japanese.
doing in Japan? Okay.
Right? And so Sub-Zero is literally like, I'm gonna kill you and you're lying. And Scorpion's just like, I don't understand what you're saying. Because you're speaking in Chinese. It's so dumb. And, come up here. Anyway, Sub-Zero kills Scorpion, but basically he wants to end the line, right? But of course he leaves, but of course he didn't end the line because they hid the child of the little girl, so the daughter, and then Raiden, the god of thunder,
Raiden,
like he shows up and he takes the infant daughter to safety or whatever. And then we're in the present. The realm of... They have, like, a little thing that explains whatever. It's like, the realm of Outworld has defeated Earthrealm in 9 out of 10 deathmatch tournaments called Mortal Kombat, intending to conquer it. However, an ancient prophecy is uncovered, stating that the blood of Hanzo Hasashi, Scorpion, will unite a new generation of Earthrealm's champions to prevent Outworld's victory. So, like, this Mortal Kombat thing... Like, they're fighting, I guess, to see who will conquer or whatever. Which is kind of dumb. Like, why? Yeah. I don't understand. Like, again, the plot means nothing. And there's this soul-eating sorcerer named Shang Tsung who employs warriors to kill Earthrealm's champion. So he, like, employs, right, like, Sub-Zero and other people. And the Earthrealm champions have that distinctive dragon mark, which is like basically the Mortal Kombat mark. And he wants to get rid of them before the next tournament begins, because if he just defeats all of them now, he won't have to fight them, right? Like, it'll be easier to conquer or whatever. Meanwhile, we meet Cole Young, who is not an actual Mortal Kombat character.
No.
He's kind of useless. I didn't really like him. He's really boring. Anyway. He's a former MMA champion. And he's like, this is the part I missed because I went to go get popcorn. And I didn't want to tell the guys to pause. So I was like, I'll be quick. But basically, he's like this washed up MMA fighter. And people talk about like he's not, whatever. And he is in a fight. I don't know if he wins or not. Or he loses. I don't know. But Jack Spriggs shows up to the fight. And he tells him, like, hey, you're an important dude. And I think at this fight, or maybe afterwards, his family's attacked by Bihan, which is Sub-Zero. And they're, like, running away from him. And Jax is like, oh, hey, there's this place where you can go to hide out, and then go look for my friend Sonya Blade, because she, right, because she's gonna help you find all the other people, right? And I'll join you as soon as as soon as I defeat Sub-Zero, I'll come find you. So he like goes and runs off after Sub-Zero. And that's where they like meet in like that empty warehouse or whatever. He has his gun, he's gonna shoot him. But of course Sub-Zero like freezes the gun, and then he like grabs his arms and like freezes his arms off until they like shatter. And he's just like, oh no. But Jax also has the symbol. Yeah. So he is also one of the warriors, which is also why Sub-Zero is kind of after him. So Cole is like, all right, cool. So they go to hideout, and they're like, what are we going to do? And he's like, well, I guess I'll go look for the Sonya lady. So he goes to Gary, Indiana, which is just dreary as you imagine it to be, because Gary, Indiana sucks. And he finds Sonya. And she's got her own captive, who is this mercenary named Kano. Yeah. And she was looking, again, for the people with the marks. And she wasn't even looking for Kano. He ended up killing the guy who had the original mark. And when you kill the person who has the thing, you get the mark yourself. Yeah. So now he just happens to have it. And he's, like, super mad. Like, why you dumb bitch? Whatever. Like, whatever. And she tells Cole, like, oh, we've been investigating this Mortal Kombat thing. And this dragon mark can be transferred to anyone who kills the original bearer, you know, all this stuff. And then Shang Tsung is like, I know where two of these dragon people are. I'm going to send somebody to kill them. So he sends Sisoth? I don't know. It's this creepy looking, he looked like a weird lizard. I don't know what it was. Okay. And he, like, starts attacking them, and they're all like, oh, no, what are we going to do? So they, like, get into this big old fight. And then Kano ends up killing it. He gets, like, super pissed, and he just starts punching it. And then he, like, reaches in and, like, grabs its heart and pulls it out. And that's when he's like, Kano wins, or whatever, something stupid. And I was like, that's so dumb. I was like, that is super gross as well.
That's definitely a finish him move.
Yeah. And I guess they find out that the temple... Like, the place you need to go is Raiden's temple, where the Mortal Kombat is. I didn't really quite understand how they figured it out. And Kano was like, oh, I know where it is. He's like, but I'm not gonna go, ha ha ha. And she's like, what's her name? Sonya is like, oh, I'll give you $3 million if you take me. And he's like, I was gonna go there anyway, stupid. And then Cole's like, do you even have $3 million? And he's like, look at this place I'm living in, like a trailer park. Of course I don't have $3 million. But yeah, so they start heading towards the temple, and they're like in the desert or whatever, and they get to a big fight, and Sonya and Kano are like fighting. And he's like, I bet you can't even defeat me. She's like, well, I trapped you in the house or whatever. So anyway, they fight, and she obviously beats him. And he's like super bad, like I was beaten by a girl. But they end up at the temple, and they meet Earthrealm champions Liu Kang and Kang Lao. I'm pretty sure I destroyed their names. Who I fell in love with both of these characters. I will die for them.
Ludi Lin is one of them, and he's just gorgeous. The Black Power Ranger in the new Power Rangers reboot.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're both beautiful.
He's so hot.
Both of those actors are very hot. I would die for both of them.
Yeah, he's Liu Kang.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, you guys are our champions? Like, okay. Like, super critical. Like, I don't know if you guys are going to be good here or whatever. So they bring him in, and they explain, like, what Mortal Kombat is, right? It's this big competition we have to do. But Earthrealm has lost 9 times, so, like, we really got to step it up or we'll be conquered. And they go and they find Jax, who was rescued by Raiden. And he's given these little mechanical arms. But these mechanical arms are so tiny. Like, they're so small. They're like, look at my little old grandma mechanical arms. Like, they look terrible. I was like, these look awful. Does he have little baby skinny mechanical arms like this? And he's all, like, upset because he's like, oh, I used to be this big, buff, strong guy, and now I have these puny mechanical arms. And they're like, okay, well, we need to start training, and we need to get our Arcana, right, which is basically their special power, their unique whatever.
The finish him move.
Basically. And Sonia's like, all right, let's go. And they're like, you can't fight in here because you don't have a mark. And she's like, okay, fine, whatever.
But she's an original champ. Okay, whatever.
She doesn't have the mark.
She doesn't have the video game's logo on her.
Yet. And then Shang Tsung attacks the temple with Sub-Zero and Melina. But Raiden, like, stops them before they can really get in. And he's like, hey, stop it. And they're like, okay, like, he puts up, like, a barrier or something. And so then, yeah, so, like, Cole and Kano are trying to find their Arcana. And then, like, during a dinner, Lao is being really mean to Kano. And Kano gets so upset that he awakens his Arcana, which, of course, is his glowy laser eye. And except Cole keeps trying, but he can't seem to get it, right? And he's just like, oh man, I'm so sad. I wish I could just be with my family. So Raiden's like, you want to go with your family? Go, leave, get out of here. They said that the descendant of Hasashi would save the day, but you're pretty useless as a as a descendant, so get out of here. So he's like, okay. So he leaves. He just leaves. He goes home to his family. And meanwhile, Shang Tsung, again the bad guy, he gathers up Zero, Melina, Reiko, Natara, and Goro, and Kano's former ally, Outworlders, to attack. So they're like, one of the guys comes in, he basically is like, hey, Kano, Cabal. He's like, hey, Kano, you know, if you join us, you'll have, like, so much money and be super rich and be, like, super powerful. So Kano betrays the other Earth. Yeah, the Earth people. And they all, like, fight. And, like, Lao battles Natara. And it's, like, super cool. Like, he's got, like, his cool hat. I love his cool hat. He, like, whatever. He, like, flings it around, defeating all these people. And he, like, puts it on the ground and does, like, the saw thing. And he, like, shoves her in there. And she gets, like, cut in half. It was really gross. But also at the end, he looked so out when he put it back on. He was like, ugh. I was like, yeah!
Is she the girl with the two ponytails?
With the wings.
Oh, with the wings. Okay. Who's the one with the two pigtails?
I don't know any of these.
Okay.
I don't know any of these. Melina, maybe? I don't know. I
was like, I know this character design, but I don't know the name.
Yeah, I don't know any of them. That's why I was like, I don't know. And while they're all attacking, they also send Goro to attack Cole and his family. And he's like, oh no, he's gonna attack my family. So then Cole unlocks his Arcana, and it's really ugly. It's like this gold shield or whatever all over, like, his chest, his stomach, his arms. And it just looks really bad. Like, it just looks terrible. You should look it up. It looks bad. It's like golden or whatever. But it's basically, right, like a shield or whatever, but also it, like, can harbor, like, the attack, and you can, like, explode it back out. But yeah, so Shang Tsung and Sub-Zero get really mad when Raiden is like, hey, Cole is actually the son of Hasashi. And they're like, what? And he's doing that while he's getting, like, the Earthrealm fighters to the void because they're losing really badly to the bad people. And then, like, Cole comes back, right, because Raiden opens a portal. He's like, hey, go back. But as he's, like, coming back, Sub-Zero's about to attack him, but of course he's, like, the secret weapon. So Lao, of course, ends up sacrificing himself, and he dies. And I was so mad because I was like, he was so cute, and he was such a good fighter. Cole is nothing to me.
Where is Johnny Cage in all of this?
And Shang Tsung, like, takes his soul and he kills him. I mean, everyone is in the void, which is, like, literally what you expect, like, a white void.
Yeah.
And they're all like, Lao is dead. And then Cole's like, I've got a plan to defeat them, right? he's like, if we want to defeat them, we have to defeat them in one single combat because we can't win in like the whole thing, whatever. So they're like, we need to find out who we can fight up against, right? Mm-hmm. So they each get like their own person.
Oh, like in the video game.
Yeah.
1v1.
Yeah, 1v1. So Kang and Jax kill Cabal and Reiko, while Sonya kills Kano, and she gets her Dragon Mark, and she also gets her Arcana, which she uses to help Cole kill Melina. But Sub-Zero shows up, and he's like, hey, I stole your family.
I stole your family.
Come fight me 1v1. And he, like, shows... the fight is at the MMA fight where we first met Cole or whatever, like that gym.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I mentioned that. He was like in a fight. But Raiden gave Cole like this dagger, which we remember from the very first scene, when Scorpion killed people, and he was like, when the time comes, Scorpion will help you or something, and Cole's like, I don't know what that means. Anyway, somehow, he gets blood on the, I guess, kunai or whatever, and it releases Hanzo from the nether realm as the vengeful specter Scorpion. And then together they both fight Sub-Zero. He's like, Cole, you are my descendant. I will help you defeat Sub-Zero, the man who killed me. And that's, he's like, I also must avenge my dead wife and my dead son. And so, like, Scorpion and Sub-Zero are fighting, and Cole's like, guess I'm gonna go try and free my family. Like, he's just, like, nopes out of the fight completely. And then Scorpion's like, oh, you know how I'll kill you? I'll wrap you in fire, hellfire. And he basically kills Sub-Zero.
Oh, okay.
And then he's like, thanks, Cole / my descendant. And he, like, bounces out of there.
My debt has been paid. I will now lay to rest.
Yeah, and then Shang Tsung comes in, he's like, I will get my revenge. Just he, like, grabs all the corpses of his dead, like, fighters. And Raiden's like, get out of here, he vanishes him.
Get out of here!
Get out of here!
Get out of here!
Get out of here! And then Raiden's like, hey, I'm gonna create some new warriors. And so we have some for the next tournament to make sure we can find them, whatever. And then Cole, like, this guy's like, hey, don't you want to get into another fight? At, like, the MMA fight or whatever. And Cole's like, no, I gotta go look for some people. And as they leave, like, you see on the poster, like, Johnny Cage or whatever. He's like, I'm going to Hollywood. And it goes to the poster, it's like, Johnny Cage. And you're like, I wonder what that means. Me, for Mortal Kombat enthusiasts, it's Johnny Cage, oh my god.
Well, like, the whole time in the movie, it's like, where the fuck is Johnny Cage? And it's
Is he, like, the favorite or something? I don't know anything about this guy.
I feel like he's just one of the most, like, well-known names, you know? And I think he was the main character in the original movie.
Oh, he looks terrible.
He's just, like, a blonde white guy. He's, like, the blonde white guy in the game. But it's just, like, he's got a cool name, and I think a lot of people play as him. You know, and he's I feel like, I don't know Mortal Kombat or the lore or anything like that, but, like, he's definitely one of, like, if you're like, Corinne, name 5 Mortal Kombat characters, he's, like, the first one I'm gonna say, besides maybe, like, Sub-Zero, you know.
I can name none, so, like.
I think I can name exactly 5. Like, without struggling. But.
Okay, yeah, so that's the movie. And then they, like, never get to the fight, I guess. The tournament. Because they defeated them before the tournament. That was a thing that really bugged me. Was that they kept talking about this big tournament. And then they get to the end of the movie and there wasn't a tournament. And I was like,
so they don't even fight in the Mortal Kombat thing?
No. I think because they technically defeated them before the tournament. So I was like, wait, why are you going to talk about this big tournament, Mortal Kombat? And then there wasn't even a tournament.
Yeah.
That was the one thing that really upset me. And that, and the fact that there was literally no character development in anyone.
You gotta have some sort of characteristics to have that.
Yeah. But that's Mortal Kombat.
I see. Did anyone rip anyone's spines out of their body?
No, but when Cole beat up that Goro guy or whatever his name was, he like punched a hole through him and you can see his spine in there.
Okay.
Oh, and then he like, I forgot about this. He like cuts him open.
Oh yeah.
And all his guts spill out, and
Yeah.
I was not expecting that. I was like, okay, you want to slice his tummy? That's okay. But then all of his innards started coming outwards, and I was like, no thank you. No thank you.
Yeah. I think there's a finisher move where you cut the person in half. There should be one where you whip the spine out. That was in the video game trailer for the new Mortal Kombat that came out a couple of years ago. And then the freeze and shatter you, that's the Sub-Zero, or like the hook and bring you over and like punch straight through you. But there's all these finishing moves they don't even get into. What the heck?
What the heck?
What the heck? Okay. Oh, ew, she's looking at night. That's gross.
Oh, yeah. I liked her character. She
I
was
feel
kinda
like
creepy.
they set up the baby, and then I was like, what happened with the baby? But then I was like, oh, he's like descended from.
Yeah, what happened to the baby is the
baby.
baby grew up, they got married, had children, and eventually...
And they did that over and over again until we got to him. Oh, James Wan produced it. Hold on. Based on the video game series. Show me the finishers. Is there no... Oh, the fatality! Fatality!
Fatality!
Notable fatalities. Ice Grenade. Shang Tsung's Soul Stealer. Scorpion. Why aren't they telling me? I just want a list of everybody's
Death.
fatalities so that I can ask, did this happen? Did this happen? Did this happen? Oh, Katana. I recognize that name. Reptile, Sonya Blade, Cassie Cage, Johnny Cage, Kamau, Taro. Okay, whatever. It sounds about what I would expect from a video game movie. See, like there's decapitation that's supposed to be happening. Did that happen?
Maybe. Yeah, I think someone was decapitated.
I think someone was decapitated. Striker. It's about what I would expect. It sounds extremely violent, which is why I'm not gonna watch it. It sounds even like I know those video games are bloody in general, but it sounds like even challenging to watch as an animated film. Like I remember being in college looking up like the different fatalities because I wanted to know like I never played this. I want to know what all this stuff is. And even like the kind of 8-bit pixel stuff was sometimes like kind of gross. And I remembered seeing a trailer for like Mortal Kombat Ultimate, and like that's like really like kind of hyper realistic 3D, and some of that was really difficult to look at, because then you can really see like the spine getting whipped out, or the person getting cut in half, or like punching through, or bringing the heart and all the gross stuff. But yeah, I kind of, from the trailer, it looked like they were going excuse me, like this grim dark route with it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I know the 90s movie is a lot more campy.
Mm-hmm.
So would you say thematically it was more campy or more grimdark?
I don't know what to tell you. I think it's like.
Like, did it take itself more seriously than it should have?
I don't think so. I think it
Okay.
knew that it was a video game movie, and like they knew that it was, you know.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Like, I don't know what because like I know I'm not gonna watch this movie. It's fun hearing about it. I guess the trailer was kind of fun to watch, but also difficult to watch. But like, it was fun to hear. Like, get over here. I think if I had a higher tolerance for violence, I think I would watch it and probably enjoy it for all the cameos and stuff, and it would get me like researching the video games again. And I think if I played the Mortal Kombat series a lot more, I would also be at least like more interested in it or something, but my tolerance is very low and I just don't have as much history with the game beyond just like knowing a few things here and there about it. And just knowing that it's like a popular fighting game. Like I knew the game existed, because it was like Street Fighter, Tekken, and Mortal Kombat kind of thing. So, but I get the Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat characters mixed up sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds like it was fun to watch, especially if you really like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't really have much to say because there's not much substance to the movie beyond the fight scenes.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious, like, you're really only watching this for the action, for the fight scenes.
Yeah.
Like, to see the little, if you love the game or you like the game, like, all the little bits and pieces in there.
The Easter eggs and all that.
The Easter eggs, yeah.
I'm just mad that they didn't, like, put the theme song in. I'm mad that Johnny Cage wasn't really in it and they put this, like, other character in there.
Well, I mean, they're definitely, like, trying to set up...
They're trying to set up a universe.
A universe, or, like, this is clearly the beginning, like, the first movie of a series.
Yeah.
Right? Which was, like... My friend's complaint, he was like, this was clearly, so obviously a setup movie.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like, we want to see the actual Mortal Kombat tournament, which it seems like you might see in the next movie or in the third movie, right? They're trying to build up to it. But it's like, you're gambling on this, A, doing well enough at the box office, B, people even liking the movie to even want a sequel, to sustain the second one enough to get to the third one, right? And then C, the studio stuff even working out in your favor, right? It's like, why not just make a really solid core movie that hits everything that you want to hit and tells everything you want to tell? And then if people really love it, then you can go into, here's a prequel. Then you can go into, here's a sequel. Then you can go into, here's a spin-off, right? And do, like, television. You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't they do that with a good core movie instead of trying to chronologically go, like, well, here's the setup. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, isn't that, like... It's like script writing or TV writing or whatever, right? That they kind of tell us of, like, get to it, like, in the beginning, right? In, like, your elevator pitch or whatever you're trying to say. Like, get it in there because you don't know if you're going to have, like, a second shot or not. Yeah. So, I don't know why they didn't really do that with this one. Because I feel like if the movie is good enough, even if it's self-contained, you could still find a way to get a sequel out of it, you know? Because the whole point of the movie is it's just showing you this snapshot in these people's lives. So, if you're a talented enough writer, you should be able to work a story out of a self-contained, resolved story that hits everybody's, like, fan service needs, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But this is just speaking off of the feedback that you're friends who are more knowledgeable about Mortal Kombat have. But even my friend said it definitely felt like a setup movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I mean, what are your thoughts? What would you rate it?
I honestly didn't remember anything that happened in this movie, which is why like I was kind of like, because I was reading it and I was like, wait, what? I was like, oh, that's what happened in that moment. Okay, that's what that meant. So I mean, it's not like memorable again because like there really wasn't a plot like or anything that was. Why did you do that? That was unnecessary, George. But like. I think the action was pretty decent. Like, it was good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess a 3 out of 5.
Mm.
I was like, should I watch it again? Because I couldn't remember the plot. And then I was like, I don't want to watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't want to watch it again.
It just seems gross. It seems like a gross watch.
And yeah, it's kind of gross. I don't know. If you're a baby like us, I guess. It's gross.
Well, no, like, the video game is, like, literally, it's
No, yeah, I know.
famous
It's,
for
like, really
having-
violent. Like, my cousins play it. So, like, before all this, like, we used to be able to go to their house, and sometimes they'd just be playing, and I'd be like, you just killed him in a terrible way.
I think it's
So I don't
funny
know.
they were trying to find a plot relevant way to have like the 1v1 fights like in the video games. I'm like, that's kind of funny. How did people like die? Describe the finishing moves.
You want me to
A few of
describe
them.
finishing moves?
Like, what were some of the standout like how people?
Well, there
got
was
killed?
the one with where what's his face, like
The hat.
meat sawed her in half.
Yeah, that's gross.
There was the heart one.
Yeah.
When he beat the 4-armed guy, again, remember like his whole gut spilled out. And then also there was a hole in him. You saw his spine. Or no, I think the girl with the big mouth was the one with the spine.
Where she
there
got
was a
punched
hole.
through and you could see
Yeah.
it.
I don't even remember how Sub-Zero died, if I'm being honest.
You said he exploded?
Oh, I think he burned him, like he used hellfire to burn him or something. I remember at the time I was watching it, I was like, yeah, but now I don't remember at all. No idea. I thought the freezing off the arm bit, that was one of my favorites. I was really disgusted, but I was like, that's pretty cool. His ice cauterized the wounds. Like, that's kind of nice. He didn't have to bleed out. And now he's got baby robot arms. Hey, my baby robot arms. Yes, George, my son, my light of my life. Ben. No, you're just gonna stare at me? You're gonna smell my foot. I'm wearing cat socks. So yeah. I can't say for a fact like this was a finishing move. Like I don't even remember how what's her name? Sonya defeated Kano because she kills Kano. I don't remember how. But she also said I think like a Mortal Kombat like phrase or something.
I forgot what Sonya's was.
What her power thing is?
Yeah.
I don't know if, I remember when she got her Arcana. I don't remember what it was either.
Oh, Melina's the one who, like, looks hot until she takes the mask off.
She takes off her mask
yeah,
and she has the big, that was her. I liked her. She was cool. She was creepy.
Yeah. She's pretty popular, too. Sonya Blade. I think she is just a regular fighter.
Did she have blade arms?
Maybe?
I remember commenting about having praying mantis arms. Maybe that's her. I don't know.
Her last name is Blade.
What came first, the blade or the blades? Are you looking at my toe?
They're not telling me what her like, finishing move is. A character design and gameplay. Ooh, hot. Yeah, I don't know. She's just.
Ooh, hot.
She just kind of has a sword. Oh, here we go. Original special move is leg grab, a handstand leg throw that was an idea of Maleki's with a similar cartwheel kick. Her signature fatality is the kiss of death, a finishing move that makes the defeated opponent burn alive into a charred skeleton. Oh, right. I think she kicks them so much that they combust and turn into a skeleton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Something like that.
When you said Ludi Lin was in Power Rangers, I thought you meant the show, but he was in the movie.
No, he was in the movie. That's why I said the Power Rangers reboot.
Well, I just assumed because there's always like a new Power Rangers TV show. So I was like, oh, it's a reboot. Like there must be a new version of. I like that movie. When are they gonna give me? When are they gonna give me Power Rangers 2? I've been waiting. I want to see who the Green Ranger is. I hope they're as hot as the original Green Ranger. Dear Jesus, please. If I ask for anything, give me this.
Jax is a popular character. Although his metal arms are a lot more buff in the game. I don't know why they gave him little ones.
Well, no. See, he had little baby arms, and I was like, he looks so stupid. And then when they were being attacked by the people, this like statue fell on Sonya, and he is like trying to lift it off her, and then he gets his Arcana, which beefs up his arms.
Oh, okay.
And then he gets regular beefy mechanical arms.
Okay,
and
nice.
I was like, but why did you supply him with these booty mechanical arms to begin with?
I see. Maybe I have to Google all Mortal Kombat fatalities.
Mortal Kombat fatalities. Show any questions, Sophie answers.
Oh, they have the fatality list from the movie, but I don't want to get into that. This is too much. Okay, whatever. Oh, Cabal, I see. Kano, Collector, Devora. Cassie Cage.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know, these are like other characters. Okay. I don't even know what to rate the movie because I don't know how good it is from like a video game fan perspective versus I don't think it doesn't sound like it was very good just from like a movie perspective, so I'll just give it a 3.
Okay.
Yeah. It gets, no, you know what? I'm giving it 2.5. It gets points off for not having someone shout Mortal Kombat and for not having the original theme song. And for not having Johnny Cage.
Oh my god.
That's what I'm rating.
Johnny Cage is in the next movie. You have to watch the next movie if you want Johnny Cage.
No. I'm not watching any of these movies.
You have to watch the next movie if you want Johnny Cage.
No. The conceit is something that I can't even watch. Okay. Cool. So I guess that's the episode. Monze, where can they find us?
You can find us at, Don't Watch Movies on Twitter. I literally always forget. And you can find me on Twitter at, Magic Monster.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Corinne?
You can find me on Twitter at Corinne is Korean. It's 1 R and 2 N's. Woo! Well, thanks for listening. Let us know your thoughts and if you prefer this Mortal Kombat or the other Mortal Kombat. And yeah. Thanks for listening.
And were you one of those people that I was like, that's who that is, that's who that is,
yeah.
I get that reference, I get that.
Explain any fun Easter eggs you think we should know.
Yes. Please.
Nice. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.